Oh, hey everyone, welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel if you know what to expect. If you if you don't know what to expect, then hello, my name is Scott and I own Golden Era Age guitars. We've got a bit of a stormy day here in Northern Ireland. If you hear any bangs or crashes in the background, there's a lot of stuff getting blown around. Not sure what the weather was to do today, but apparently it wants to be hurricane force winds, so excuse any background noise. So this week's about having a little bit of fun with two pieces that nobody asks for. So I figured, why not? Let's have a bit of fun. So that's kind of the theme, I guess, for this week, is things I haven't been asked for and having fun. So we're kind of stepping forward in time a little bit, I suppose, with this one. We're into the 70s. I think 72 onwards is when this incarnation of the Tele first made its appearance. So we've got a Tele Deluxe Custom with a single coil bridge and a wide range neck. Now, one thing that would probably jump out straight away is this is Fiesta Red. Now, Fiesta Red had pretty much been phased out, as far as I'm aware, by the end of the 70s. I think they were just really using Dakota Red, Candy Apple Red, and they would have used some other custom order random colors that they would have got from the automotive color charts that were going around. So again, none of this really makes any sense. It's just about having a little bit of fun and mixing a few things up, mixing a color that's been phased out with a body style that was, or a layout, a pickup configuration layout that was different to what they'd done before. So one thing I was very conscious of, which I'm always trying to think of what you guys want to see when the stuff comes around. It's very difficult, because I know some people want to spend a bit more on these things. I know some people want to do this stuff in stages. So this one's kind of down the middle. I wanted to actually get the knobs for this. I wanted to do another bridge. I wanted to do strap pins, etc., etc. But on this occasion, this one's going to be the body and the pick guard only. I did, as I say, I wanted to do like a full kit body, but I think it's also fair to say that some of you, and maybe most of you, I don't know, I haven't spoken to you, or you guys haven't maybe let me know exactly what way you'd like to do this stuff. I'm very just aware that it's always good to do these things in stages, buy things when you can afford them, build them up over a period of time, make it a proper project. So probably going into the next month or two, you'll see a good mixture of, here's a body with all the bits, all the hardware minus the electrics. You'll see some body and neck combos, but these two bodies I'm going to show you today, this one does come with the pick guard. This bridge is my bridge that I use for photos and videos, which I'm sure will get used on the guitar at some point, hopefully, if I get round to it. So anyway, let's have a look at this body properly. So Tele Custom Deluxe single coil bridge, wide range neck, and we need to flip the scales on here just to see what weight this one is. Start off in pounds and ounces. 4 pounds 3.4. That's a great weight for a Tele body. I think on this one you're going to have to allow for just over 3 pounds extra, so that'll give you the neck, all the electrics and that kind of stuff, and that should take you to that should be an under 7.5 pound guitar. So we're looking at sub 7.5 pounds, which I think is really, really good. 1.9 kilograms for a Tele in this day and age. I don't really think you can go too far wrong. I am very conscious that weights of wood fluctuate dramatically, and everybody's different. Everybody likes something. I've got as many people asking for heavier stuff as lighter stuff. I think it's just nice to get a Tele body that's kind of straight down the middle, nice weight. You can really work with that. Not too heavy, not too light. So again, this one comes with the pick guard. Now with niche, now I say niche, it's not the overall body shape that's niche. It's obviously the layout underneath. It's difficult to get aftermarket stuff to fit. So what I've done here with this, which is not something I often do, but this is actually a genuine Fender pickguard, and I will put this in with the receipt and the certificate with the paperwork. Yeah, genuine parts used on this one, just to make sure we got the fit. So that was kind of the most important thing. I mean, there's nothing worse when you buy all the stuff, you know, you try and put it together and you realize, oh hey, that doesn't actually fit, and I've just spent quite a lot of money on it. So I've done that bit for you. Everything else should then fit in quite nicely with that. Subtle aging, nothing too dramatic, just the usual places that you'd find it. Lost the ice white of that middle layer on the pickguard as well. So just something kind of in keeping with the general vibe of the body. And the general vibe of this one, I suppose, is again, because we haven't used a conventional color for the period of the body. It was really a case of, you could have a bit of fun. You could probably go a bit overboard with this sort of thing. The main thing for me was edge wear, lots of dings, scrapes and scuffs around the edges going right through to the wood in some places. But the checking for me was the really cool thing on this. So as you can see, that's what I've really tried to focus on, because I know that checking seems to be the one thing that gets everybody interested. So this one's got lots of it. Another thing about this is, again, with all the Tele bodies, or hardtail bodies I should say, ferrules installed and aged. So I always like those guitars that you see where it's an old guitar and you know it's passed through a few players' hands, very different playing styles. You've got somebody here who's maybe had a belt buckle on at some point. Maybe you've got somebody here who wore it quite low. Because I know on guitars where you see them where they're worn quite high, they tend to get worn here, which is quite a giveaway because they're sitting up on top of the tummy somewhere and might hit a belt buckle, or, well, I suppose rub off your tummy. So maybe maybe one of these guys that owned this wore it quite low, which is cool. So bit of buckle rash, again, there's nothing dramatically crazy about this body, which I think, if I'd gone a bit too crazy, I think it would have maybe turned a niche body into something that was definitely a bit more difficult for you to imagine what you would do with it. But because it's Fiesta Red's one of those classics that we're all used to seeing. So I think you could go with a rosewood neck for this. I would certainly make sure that the rosewood's nice and dark. Really try and get it as ebonized as possible. But this would look fantastic with a maple neck, a nicely worn maple neck. That more you tend to find on some of the 70s necks, they go like more orangey, which is pretty cool. I think that could work quite nicely with this. So, but that's for you to decide. That's not for me to decide. So yes, there we go. And I haven't stamped this one yet. This will be body 0410. So we're going to take a look now at the second body for this week's drop. Just for note, this is the 23rd of May, Thursday the 23rd of May, and these two pieces will be going live on the 24th, which is tomorrow, Friday, 7 p.m. UK time. So without further ado, let's pop over to the second body. And as if by magic, here we are with the second body. Again, I haven't stamped this body yet. This is 0411. And annoyingly, another type of body I don't get asked for. So this kind of fits in nicely with a Fiesta Red Tele Deluxe Custom. I think this is well documented. I think Fender, for every blonde that Tele they did in the 50s, I don't even know the ratio, but it was so low. They did not do many Sunburst Tele bodies back in the 50s. And I think Joe Bonamassa has on one of his videos, he's got a beautiful version of a Sunburst 50s Tele I can't remember if it's an Esquire or a full Tele, but it's a beautiful guitar. They just, you just don't see them. It's not really something that you see much of. So this is kind of on the list of things I don't get asked for. And originally this was actually done at the same time as a blonde burst that I did. So I was kind of having a bit of fun. I thought, well, you know, I don't want to do so much of the same thing that you guys get bored of seeing it. So this is kind of where this has come from. Again, the theme is stuff I don't get asked for, and let's have some fun. So that's exactly what I've done with this. And just to kind of, you know, go completely unconventional, Tort pickguard, because I had one sitting here and I was playing about with it and I thought, do you know what, that looks fantastic. So, and the purpose of this video, I might just stick with that that pickguard for the demonstration of it, but I also might fish out a white one just to let you have a look what you think with the white. So I think it's fair to say this type of burst, it's a very thin, it's a very thin band. You can actually see just where I've faded it out that this is a very blacky brown tint. It's not a black tint. I think Fender call this Salem Brown, which is a pretty cool name. But what it seems to be is a very dark brown bordering on black tint. So when you actually fade it in with the gun, you're left with the color that you eventually, you build this little fading into this color. So if you were just to spray that out from the gun onto some white paper, you'll see this kind of chestnutty mid-brown color going on. If you keep layering it up and layering it up, you end up with this. So that's kind of where the whole sunburst, this type of sunburst is born. Swamp ash, yeah, I like to keep most of the swamp ash on display if possible. So that's why, you know, I've seen a lot of bursts, you know, they come right into here. Do you guys like them? Let me know in the comments. I don't have, I suppose I don't have a preference, but if you get a nice piece of swamp ash, it's nice to show it off, and this is a really nice piece. So you'll probably see a similarity to the Fiesta Red Tele Deluxe. Mainly edge wear, a little bit of arm wear, nothing dramatic. So we'll go ahead and get rid of all this stuff. Put the scales back on. Now what I might do is actually, just while that's on the scales, I have a box here with some parts in it. There we go. Parts I haven't fished out yet. So we've got 4 pounds 7 ounces, which is a couple of grams over 2 kilos. So again, that's going to give you, that'll give you a Tele build about 7.5 pounds, which again, absolutely, to me, that's absolutely fantastic. Especially given that a lot of early 50s Teles were heavier than Les Pauls. I think that's really, really good. So now what you can do with this is you'll be able to, because it's got the humbucker route, is you can obviously go Esquire, that's a given. You can go single coil, you can go full fat humbucker as well. So we just put that on there, and what I'm going to do is put the hardware back on just very quickly so we can see the overall difference. And you can kind of see how it takes us, this just takes us right back into, you know, 50s single ply white. It's kind of it's a staple look, isn't it? It's just what you would expect to see. I'm a bit unconventional. I like to throw different things into the mix. I think this with a maple neck, I think that would look absolutely fantastic. But again, you know, it's not my guitar. It doesn't belong to me. It's hopefully going to belong to one of you very, very soon. So just pick this up and let the light catch it. Again, checking on this, absolutely fantastic. Something you'll actually see just as because of the grain filler I've used, what you actually get here is that kind of 3D grain effect, where you can actually see the grain come to life there. But if I tilt it this way, it pretty much disappears, and that's a wonderful detail that you get with vintage Swamp Ash, the way it was actually prepped. And it's something I was always keen to do. I was just trying to get that look where the grain kind of fades away into nothing. So that mixed with the checking is absolutely amazing. But again, vintage aged style ferrules installed. One less job for you to do. I know a lot of people, there's a lot of jobs on these parts casters that people are just not a massive fan of doing, and one of them is installing ferrules. Another one is fitting tuners on necks is a big one that nobody wants to do. So I like to try and take care of these details where possible. There's not much, I guess you could say about this. It's a straight up Tele body Swamp Ash. It's a lovely weight. It's got a little bit of buckle rash going on, as you can see just in the middle. But I think this one, you know, I'm always wary whenever you get a really nice Swamp Ash body. You just don't want to go too crazy on it, because, and I wouldn't say Swamp Ash is, you know, there's a bit of reverence when it comes to Swamp Ash, because yes, it is getting a bit harder to get the nice stuff, and you don't want to, you know, you don't want to look like you've taken a jackhammer to a nice piece of Swamp Ash. So I'm always a bit more wary of not going too crazy with this stuff. Ultimately, I just want somebody to buy this, enjoy it as a beautiful guitar body that it is, have a bit of fun, try different pick guards out, try different necks out. Again, this is going to look absolutely killer either way. You're going to get that classic 50s Tele vibe. So now this one will be going live with the Fiesta Red Tele Deluxe Custom, which is here again. So these two PCs will be going, you can see you see the similarities. Kind of got into a bit of a theme with these two, as I've already said. So yeah, these two will be going live tomorrow night, which again, these videos, yeah, you can watch them back just for reference on colors and stuff and what I was doing at different points in time. But it's obviously worth mentioning that by the time you watch this video, in a month or two, these bodies will hopefully be gone, might be gone. So yeah, tomorrow, Friday, May 24th, these two bodies will be going live at 7 PM UK time. If you're going for them, good luck, and if you need any help beforehand, please leave a comment in the comment section. You can message through the website, you can message through Instagram. One thing I do have to say is, I get asked a lot, there are no pre-sales on anything that I show. These will be going live on the website, and you will basically have to jump in with whoever else is interested. It's just the way it is. I like to keep it all fair. I could probably have sold more than half of the stuff I finish with pre-sale based on the amount of people asking, but it's just so the majority of you know that I like to keep this as absolutely fair and as transparent as possible. So I'll love you and leave you all on that note, everybody. Thanks so much for watching, and if you're going for either of these bodies, good luck, and I'll catch you in the next one.